Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. If you want to impress your customers with your customization according to the product you're working with, then you just want to give a beautiful login page for the customers, I will show you how I create my login pages for my customer and for my admin login area too. So stay tuned, and if you still did not subscribe to my channel, so please click the subscribe button and click the bell icon to get the notification for my next new video. So let's continue with creating attractive, good-looking login pages. The page, what we will design, it will be similar what we see here. So I'll just guide you through how we can reach to this result. So let's start by logging into our WordPress page. So username, password, and log in. So the page we are going to design will use a free plugin, and that plugin just head to plugins and say add new, and just search for the plugin called admin custom login. So you will just see. So this is the plugin. If you look at the active installation, this is about 60,000, and the plugin has been updated about 4 days ago. So before you're installing any plugins, it is a general practice that you should look into the updates, how recently it has been updated, and the active installation also shows if the plugin is really been properly tested with a lot of users. And if you can just see 363 4.5 rating, it's not bad. So let's install the plugin and activate as well. So here we are. So now you can just see that our first plugin has been installed. This was the fresh installation of the WordPress. So I did not have anything installed here. So as you're done with the installation of your plugin, so you will see additional heading named AC Login. Just click it, or possibly go to the settings. Just click this. So here the magic starts. So first thing, before you start continuing, let's say just they're offering the new version, so just let it go. So here on the page, if you say that admin custom login status, so here is disabled. The first thing you just say enable, and it will show you the URL of your login page. But like if you're on the, I'm working on the local host, so it shows the local host. If you're on your live server, it will show your URL and then the wplogin.php. So if you just preview it, you will just see that how it looks like where you are right now. So after just enabling this, just save changes. Okay, so after getting the message, your changes have been saved. Let's go start from the background design. But before going to this, there are a lot of options here on the side, which opens up a new menu, and you just go through the settings one by one. I'll just start from the beginning. Let's go into the background design. Just click into this. So here, this option says no background selected. You have the option. If you click it down, you have the option of just selecting a static background. So if you select any static background color, you can just change color from the color selection panel here, whatever you want. If you have any favorite color, so you can just click it, select it, and just save changes. It will just place a flat colored background. Okay, but we are here to just do some funky stuff. So let's go and select the static background image. You can even run the slideshow at your login page. You can add 5, 10, 20, whatever the pages you like, whatever the backgrounds you like. So it will just change on a periodic set time, whatever you will choose. But we are just going to make it static background. So just select a static background image, and after that here you have the option. First thing, if you look at it, they already have a from the plugin page, they already have a default plugin background. If you just want to see what it is, just click the preview button. It will show you what is the background right now selected. So anyway, we can use it. Looks beautiful. I did use on one of my customers' websites, so they were very happy with the very nice 3D cubes. But we are just going to add our own background. So let's say upload. On this page, you can just drop a file to upload, or you can just say select and browse there. So I just have my file here. So this is the file which I have it here. So just come back to the browser and drop it here. So as soon the image is, you can just see that it's already there. it will not get inserted into your application or into your plugin unless you say insert into the post. So select what size. First thing, you can give the title whatever you want. Okay, this is already there. I'm not going to change it. If you like to put any caption, or you just like to give any description, or maybe you just want to link it to the any URL, you can just add it here. But otherwise, it will just link to your regular website. So let's say after filling up this, now you can just see the alignment. So right now, maybe you can just leave the alignment here. We will just work in the further settings. So look at the size here. Don't select any of these thumbnails. Just go to the full size, and after selecting this, insert into the post. If you do not insert into the post, this will not get into your background. So insert into paste and into the post. So now if you press preview, you can just see that background, the scenery, whatever you like to input. This is the beautiful design here. So you can just add it here, and you can just review it. Okay, now after doing this, just make sure that you select yes to cover to the stretch, because if you're using a bigger, different size screens on your login page, sometimes maybe tablets, or sometimes maybe TV screens. If you did not select this, it will possibly end up leaving some blank space, and it possibly will not look so good. So after selecting yes to cover a stretch, save changes. And as the background changes have been saved, so we are done with the first one here. So now let's go next to the login forms. Customize it according to your style, wherever you want. So if you click this here, and now if you can just look at there are some settings here too. Login position, if you leave this as a default, it generally centralized your login form. So the page what we had actually inserted as a background, it has some stuff in the middle and some stuff here. So what we see that there's only specific place where we can just place our menu. Otherwise, if we just drop it in the middle, it will just go hang around on some keyboard. Maybe if we just look at this, as we see that, you can see here we have a keyboard here, and if we just leave it in the middle, it will just be somewhere half here, and it won't look good. Either we have to just keep on this area, or maybe just this is the best area, we can just use it. If you like, you can just put it here onto the diary here, but I would prefer here on this side because I have this little fella sitting here. So I would prefer on this side. So you can do it onto your choice. So let's see. Here we are. So let's say select floating. If you say floating, it just will float with the size, but we are just floating with the customization. So let's do that customization here. So let's say first thing what we need to customize is the left margin. So if we look at the margins here, from the left side, we should most probably, let's say if we keep say about 100 px. So just slide this slider. You can just use left and right arrow keys to just get the precision. So we just have placed possibly somewhere on margin on 100 on the left. So the top margin, well, you can place actually top margin on 100, but you need a space to insert your logo. And that logo, this little fellow, which we just seen, this beautiful penguin. So that is my logo. So if we just leave 100 pixels on the top, our login page, our login form is going to be pushed a little down. So I think let us just do, maybe we can adjust it later. So but for the time being, I'll just keep it on possibly let's say about 25. Okay, let's say 25. Okay, so now select the background image. Now this background image is not that image which we see here. This background image is for this forum. If you just don't want to see this transparent color, you can just add a different image into this. But I believe with this funky looking color, we don't need to overdo it. So let's just not to select any page here. Just let it be without the image. So now, of course, we did not select. So we did not select the image. So we don't need to go for these settings here. So now let's see overlay effects. Normally we don't have the image, so it might will not affect much. But I always prefer using the overlay effects 3, which is actually good. So login form width. We're talking about this width here. and you can just do it according to your suiting. But I tried, and I see this is possibly the best suited width. So I like in between 400 to 450 pixels. So that should be all right. So after selecting this, so we just had to look into the border color. I think we should go with the same color what we have with our background. I believe we did not actually select the background color, so let us just go and select the background color here. So instead of having the image, let's select the color here. So this was the color which I used. So let's copy it. As we change the background setting, so it will also ask us to select the opacity, and the opacity what I have on that form which we've seen, it is, I believe, 3 or 2. So let's make it 2. Let's make it 3. So opacity will be set on 3 pixels. Or you can just reduce it if you want, or you can just leave it on even darker, but I believe this 3 should be good. So now let's go back again to the border color, and let's paste that code which we actually had it there. So our border will look very similar, the background of the menu. So radius, it depends on the radius. Is this rounded corners of your menu? It's your choice. If you do 15, it will be the maximum radius. Just 10 is good. So now if you're selecting the border style, I mean, you have the options of selecting the dotted or dashed or double. I did select the double. Now the radius of the border, you can actually use it to little bit more thickness, possibly reduce it. Okay, so we'll leave this border thickness at 4. And now if you go to the next setting, which is enable form shadow, your choice. I removed it. I'm removing it here too, because the background what we have with this kind of beautiful pinkish, very plain, I believe we don't want to spoil it here. So I just switch off the shadow. And of course, if you select the shadow, you can just change the color whatever you want. Now here is the fields what you want to show up here. If you just look at here, the username and the email, like the message as well. So this is giving you the option as well. Whatever you want to type here, you can change it. You can just put something teasing or something beautiful, whatever you just feel preferring it. So let's say the password field, placeholder, text, type password, and the login text button, you can just say click here to log in. I mean, it's very simple, just simply say login. If you just want to be more explanatory sentence, you can just make it, your button will go longer, bigger as you write in the text. But I think login is a very, very, very simple term. You can just, okay, so now here, if you're making it for some of the, if you're working on a project which you're just making it for your customer, and you just want him to go to specific page after logging in, so you can just put the URL of that page, or maybe that section of your website where you want to direct your customer. So if not, so let it be. You don't want to direct, so let it be. Now redirect user after login. Of course, this is for the other users, not for the admin. So normally we don't need to change that, so let it be as it is. And if you want to put any like display note to the users above login form, like if you just want to be appeared something here which giving some explanation why this form and who should be logged in. I mean, normally it's a login form, and the people who had this they already know, so you don't need to, but you can specify it if you want. And then it's the font size. You can change it. 16 is quite good. I mean, it's generally, don't forget that mostly these forms are progressive forms. And I mean to say that it's a responsive form, so better not to change much, so it will not appear on the different screen size little, not so nice. So message fonts here, you can change the color if you want. I mean, this is quite standard. That would be, now here's the tagline. if you just want to change whatever it is, I mean, you can just change URL to your site, or you can just change whatever you want, whatever the message you want to say. This is the tag for this. I'll just leave it as a standard. I mean, it's not a big deal. Let credit go to the guys who actually worked on this plugin. And like the tagline text color, you can change this if you want, but I believe let it be with our background here. It just, if you look at it, it doesn't look bad. So let it be there. The tagline color, yeah, that's default, so you don't need to change it. And after making these changes, just save changes. If you do not, you will lose whatever you did here. So save changes, and like okay, this message tells you that your same changes are saved. So let's go back to the top again and go to the next settings, which is after login form settings, which is the font settings. Okay, yeah, these font settings also have some fields here which you can actually select. Okay, so after clicking font settings here, this menu comes up. I mean, this page comes up. Now with this page here, you can change the headline font color, which normally you don't need to. I mean, this is the headline font color. You don't need to change it. Let it be white. And the input form color is black. You don't need to change it. Link color, yeah, it doesn't matter. They're talking about this link here. So I believe it looks fine, goes with our background. So then they're talking about the button color. So this button color is red here. You can just change if you want yellow with the footer foot color of this penguin. Or maybe you just find something else, but I believe that it is okay. It looks all right. So let the button color be red, like login button color font. Of course, the red button will have distinguished color with the white fonts. So let it go. The font size, I believe it's all right. So you don't need to change much of it. So let's go down here. Now they're just talking about show remember me field here. So if you just look here, this field here, if you just want this field to appear, this will possibly, you don't have to type most probably every time your username. Of course, you need the password, but so if you want to leave this field here, it is good. If you don't want to, you just say no, I'll just leave it. So show back to site link here. So if you just look at the bottom of this page here, you just see the small text, which is actually a button telling if you just want to go to, if you click this, it will take you to the web page, not to the dashboard, but to the web page, to your website. So if you want to let it be, I mean, you can just remove it. I'll just keep it, let it be there. Okay, show copyright links. The copyright links are the same. These what we actually selected in the previous page, where was showing the credentials of the developer. You can just put it there, or you can just remove it. So after that, it is the enable link shadow. Yeah, up to you. If you want to, I just leave it on. It's just little white color, so it won't make much difference here. So let it be. So well, I think actually remove it. Yes, okay. We just don't want to spoil our background. So here you can change the fonts according to your taste, according to your design, or whatever you want. But I just leave it all as a default. So you can just change whatever you want. Now here, enable input box icon. So here we're talking about these icons here. So if you want these icons, I mean, it looks good, it looks okay. So if you want, you can change. If you want, you can change it. If you just click here, you'll just get these selections. And I believe these are the best selections what they have already here. So you don't need to change it. So just icon for password input box. I believe this is also the key. If you can just see, it looks better. It gives the expression what you want to be typed here. So after selecting all this, just save changes. So now when the changes are saved, now let's go back again, and this is the logo. Okay, now the logo this little buddy, what you see here, this technically is the logo. I mean, you can put your company logo, your customer's business logo, whatever it is, you can select it. So I am actually putting this little fella there. So let's go to the selecting logo here. So here you have already something there if you just preview it. So there's this logo, your logo, but we will upload our logo. So let's say click here, the same form comes up. Well, okay, I did not explain you previously. If you have a website where you have a lot of what you call the images already uploaded, so you don't need to upload these images again and again. You can just simply go to the media library and you will just find all these images here. Whatever you have uploaded, you just find them and you can just select them. But we will do it from the computer. So just we'll go do the same thing what we did. So this is this little file here. So I'll just drop it onto this one here. So as it is here. Okay, so say the full size, the size of this design what I have actually created was the dimensions are 400 by 400. And I would say if you are designing a logo, or maybe you're trying to upload your logo of the company, try to maintain the size with the size of form what you designed. Like let's say form what we had selected. I generally select this form in between 450 pixels to 400. So you design your logo according, so it will look good and it should fit into your design. So the dimensions of this penguin is 400 by 400. So you can just say let it be on full and insert into the post here. And after doing that, there are some other changes here which you can just say, okay, that's the design part. Now, when you look into what you call the other settings here, let's say we have 400 pixels design, and I would like to reduce it a little bit. So let's say 350, 360 maybe. Let's say maybe 350, 360, about 10% lesser than what we actually have designed. So let's say made width 360, and let's select the image height as well. Same, closer to same. It will adjust it in between. So 350, 60, right? Okay. So this is the logo link. I mean, normally we don't need to change anything here. It is, I mean, it is taking it from my local directory. If it is your own, what do you call, on your live service, it will have your URL. So here, if you want to give a name of your site here, so you can just write it down, whatever you want to put your logos tagline, maybe your site or business name or info. So after doing this all, you just save changes. Okay, now when these changes are done, let's go to the next here. You can add social buttons like you can add Facebook, LinkedIn, Insta, almost all the social sites here. So let's click here. So you can select the social icons to be displayed here inside this login box or at the bottom of your this form. But I normally don't like to show it. I mean, this is what the login page for the person who's actually operating the site, so you don't need to share it. I mean, I don't see a point here, but normally there are options here. If you just want to say put it inner or put it outer, or maybe you can put it both. You can put inside the menu, you can put outside the menu, and you can put inside and outside the menu at the same time. But I would say no icons. So normally I don't need to link it because you just have to, put all the URLs from your pages. So if you selected to input the icons, you have the selection. You can just see the size, small, medium, or large. And if you want to see the rectangular or circular icons, then you can just change their colors, their background colors, and their hovering colors. These are the settings which are very, very standard. If you want to change it, you can. If you select to have the button, so you can just change it according to your page color, how it would look good on you. So let's say there is also an option for you if somebody clicks on these icons, so it should open it. A link should be open in a new window. So yeah, well, okay, if we selected the icon, so it will affect. Otherwise, let it be at is. So these are all the social icons. You can just input if you want, so you can just see pretty much almost everything here, whatever is famous right now. Okay, G+ is possibly not there anymore. So but we selected to not to show any icons. So save changes here. Okay, so let's go back, and now if you well, normally if you have the standard URL, let's say wp-admin, this URL as login page is very familiar and hotcake for the spammers. They'll try to just try to target and try to spam you, try to find your username and passwords. So if you want to protect your form from these hackers or from these spammers, so you have the option to add Google reCAPTCHA. If you just click this option here, you know that if you're a web designer, you definitely will have the information. You can just go to Google reCAPTCHA site and register your URL, and there are three different types. One is already gone old, so two different versions right now, which this plugin saves. So you can just get their site keys. First thing, you have to enable it. If you get your reCAPTCHA keys, enable this, and then you can just select whatever the reCAPTCHA key you got for version 2 or version 3, and here you can add the site key, and here you can add the secret key, and after that you can just select CAPTCHA theme, dark or light, whatever suits you with your website. I mean, if you're using reCAPTCHA, then. So I actually did not, because I'm working on the local host, so it's no point putting any reCAPTCHA key here. So that's the pretty much setting here. You can just save these changes because we actually normally didn't do, but still, let's say save it. All right. So here almost all the settings are done. The remaining last 3-4 here, let's say import and export, export and import. If you click this menu, you will just see there are two options here. All these settings what we did, and you feel that these are all like the nicest one that you would love to possibly put it onto all of your customers' website. You can just export this as a JSON file. And next time when you're designing a website, so you don't have to go through this, just install the plugin and just import this, just click import, and it will just import that same settings, and you're almost all this what we did for this 10-15 minutes or 20 minutes. I don't know how much time we have spent on this yet. So whatever we had just spent this time on it, it is already there. The only thing which it will be missing from these settings will be your logo and your background images. If you selected the background image for the whole page, and if you selected the background image for the forum itself. So these three things will be missing, but your settings will be saved as it is and will be imported. So add these images back, and you will be ready to go with the new sites. So here is pretty much all the settings what we need to do it. Let's say, I mean, there's a help and support, of course, it says, and then their products, what are they even offering, and then of course they're asking you to rate them and donate them if you like their plugin. And pretty good. I kind of like it. I mean, I've been using it for a while, almost 3 years, more than 3 years. I've been having almost half of my customers' websites, so it's pretty good. So you should donate if you feel you like it. So let's say for the time being, we are actually done from here. So let's see how our page looks like. So let's say, here we go, log out. So let's see how our page looks like now. Oh, bingo. It looks pretty good. Okay, well, now a little difference here. What we can just see the previous page, what we have here, and this one here. So you could see there's a difference. So I'll just show you what difference that could be. So let's go back here again, login, admin, and let's say my password. All right, so let's go back into the setting here. So let's go to the background design and just select again the static background image. And what we did here was set cover to stretch. So because of this design, possibly we just need some further adjustments. So let's say uncheck this and let's go. First thing, let's say background repeat, do not repeat, and then say the background positioning. Okay, so this is possibly the problem. So let's see if we just select here, go to the center, maybe let's go to the bottom center. So it will just line up with the bottom and into the center. So, and the background attachment, say, let it be fixed. We don't want to just scroll it with the browser. So here we go. So select save changes. When these changes are saved, let's just go log out again. Here we are. It looks very funky, very beautiful. So you can just do the rest of the changes. You can just bring your favorite background. You can put your customer's logo here. I hope it helped you. If you feel that this video was worth watching and you learn to design beautiful looking login pages for your customer, so please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so you can get notification for my next video. So till then, you have a great day.